everyone! Well, we're here, we're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and for this video we will be talking about Beachbody. Or I guess BODi, which is what they are now going by, which we'll talk about in just 1 second. I specifically wanted to talk about Beachbody today because today, or at least this video, is my 200th anti-MLM video. And I wanted it to be Beachbody because that was the first MLM that I did like a true reaction video to. I had done r/anti-MLM videos like a couple times previously, but the Beachbody reaction was the very first one that I had done, so I thought what better way to celebrate 200 videos of anti-MLM than with Beachbody. Okay, so going back to the fact that they are no longer Beachbody, they are now just called BODi, capital B-O-D, lowercase I. So I guess they think they're Apple over here or something. And when an MLM changes the name of their company, it always rubs me the wrong way because I never feel like they are doing it for a real positive reason or a necessary reason. I always feel like it is a way to kind of hide the fact that they are an MLM. I mean, obviously Beachbody is very much associated with an MLM company, but by changing the name of their company, a lot of people may be unaware, but by changing the name of their company, and when people go out and try and recruit others and they are using the name BODi as their company name, a lot of people may not be aware of that and may sign up unknowingly, knowing that it is an MLM and that it is just Beachbody hidden under a new name, or they may be talking to someone really interested about the programs that they have, truly think that this person is a health coach, a workout coach, whatever, and then come to find out they're just part of an MLM company trying to get you to buy their overpriced products, and then that person is let down, upset, disappointed. So I never sense a positive, like they really are trying to do something good when it comes to a name change, because there are times when a name change can be beneficial. Like, I looked up what was the original name of Google before it was Google, and it was called Backrub. So, could you imagine in an alternate universe we are saying that we are backrubbing information instead of Googling information? So definitely somewhere in an alternate universe people are backrubbing instead of Googling. But that's just an example of something that was definitely a positive change when it came to a name change. And another good example is eBay. At least I think this is a good example. They were actually called Auction Web before they were eBay. So it's kind of a more like specific thing because of course eBay in the very beginning was just auctions before you could just outright, sell things as is on the site. So they changed it to eBay, which is just more of a generic name. No, I don't think it necessarily means anything. I think it does mean something, but it's just it's eBay. People know what that is, versus Auction Web, which has I can auction things on there. So they changed it to where it's no, you can kind of sell anything, whether it be auction or just outright on there. So those are just a couple examples of where name changes can be definitely a positive thing, whether it is because the name was not great in the beginning or because the name was a little too specific when they wanted to change up and be more broad. So it definitely can be. Versus Beachbody just changed its name to BODi, which is, again, not super different than just Beachbody, but it's, I don't know. I'm not too fond of the name, but I did want to read a quote from the CEO of BODi and why they decided to change their name. So this is what he said. "We felt it was important to change the name of the platform from Beachbody because it was actually focusing people on an outcome and an ideal. People don't care about the outcome if it's at the expense of their self-esteem or lifestyle. The industry is quick to talk about how amazing its services are, but people know better. Before they engage, they need to know how they're going to overcome the obstacles which have derailed them in the past. That's the power of a health esteem routine. It's built for real life, with recovery tools so people never feel like they failed. And it's how a great life can coexist with the pursuit of health and fitness goals. Nobody else was enabling that. Now we are." So take with that what you will. Also below that paragraph it says, the rebranding signals BODi's commitment to honor individuals of any size, shape, or health situation with a platform and app that meets people where they are and offers personalized solutions that fit with each individual's life and lifestyle according to the company. Which I find interesting because to me that just sounds like a very generic app, health app. There are so many out there that cater to you and your lifestyle. It's not like Beachbody is unique in that sense. So I don't know why he thinks that Beachbody is coming out with this whole new health idea, that they're just focused on people in the immediate, how they feel right now and what is the most comfortable to them right now. That's not unique to Beachbody. But am I surprised that in the CEO's quotes, in his own words, he used the word fail? Because they love to use the word that people fail all the time, and it's people's fault because they chose to fail, and they just failed at the business, they failed at the workouts. No, I'm not surprised to hear that at all. And so the video we will be reacting to is a team call, and this specific team call is taking place at the very end of the month, because if we know anything about MLMs, the very last day of the month, the very last few hours of the month is when they go as hard as they possibly can, because they are trying to achieve certain numbers and a certain amount of people recruit underneath them so that they can maintain or rank advance. And that is because at the start of the month, everybody basically has a refresh and starts all over, and so they are what they ended the previous month on. And then they have to kind of rebuild it throughout the next month again. So this team call is taking place, I believe, a few hours before the end of the month, so this is an interesting look at what is said, what is talked about in a specific team within BODi at the end of the month. And so if you guys like this video at any point, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really like it, go ahead and subscribe. Both of those things really help out my channel. Also, check out my description below for all of my fun links. I have links to my Patreon, my channel members, my social media, my anti-MLM playlist, which now has 200 videos at this point. So very, very bingeable. And I also have an email that you can send content to, that if you ever find it while scrolling social media and you would like to see me react to, you can send it over there. Alright, and with all of that said, let's get started.
Okay, guys, we're going. It's Tuesday, February 28th. We have just a few hours left in the month. If you are on live, you know this. If you are watching the recording, it is most likely no longer February. But I just want to give you guys some encouragement that it's always what we do today is very rarely for today. Right? What we do today serves us in future weeks, months, even a year down the road. It's all about what we're choosing to do on a daily basis. So
what an interesting thing to say, because obviously if you are trying to sell your product and you sell it to the person well enough, they would buy it right then and there, which would benefit you in the moment. And I've heard this from multiple people in multiple different MLMs, is that the things you do now will benefit you 3 months, 6 months, a year down the road. And that to me is specifically only talking about the recruitment. If you plant the seeds, then the people will eventually come and sign up because they'll think it's such an amazing opportunity. So when they say that, it's not necessarily to do with the selling of the product, it is the recruitment aspect of the MLM business structure.
If you didn't reach the goals you wanted to reach when February comes to a close tonight, know that the work you're putting in is for the future business that you want to have, right? It doesn't mean we don't go after these goals with diligence and belief, but it also means that sometimes things don't happen in our time frame, but we control what we can control. So tonight we're going to go over announcements. We're going to go over this concept of go for no, and then I'm going to let y'all go and do whatever you need to do to make sure that you have ended the month the way you want to end it. Okay. And thank you guys for being here. I know our numbers are a little down in terms of attendance. I'm not sure if that's people just not working their business much or if it's the day, but please keep me posted if this.
Why does that have to be the go-to? It is, I believe she said, it's a few hours before the end of the month, so it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, depending, and of course I don't know if she's East Coast or West Coast, but again, people can come when they want to, but also especially if people are watching this like the next day on their own time, it would be kind of rude to see like, oh, you're just not working your business because you're not sitting on a Zoom call. Like how they view that, sitting on these calls for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours as working your business. Like how is that, how is listening to the same things over and over again that they probably heard regurgitated over and over and over again working your business? And I don't know if she herself, the host, like is just kind of repeating what she's heard from other people. And that's what I think a lot of this is so many of these team calls are just repeated things from previous uplines. And it's not necessarily maybe even their beliefs or their words, but they are saying it because it has been what has been said to them from somebody who is higher up. So it must be true if somebody higher up said it.
Tuesdays are not the best. Just communicate that with me. I always want to make sure I'm doing what's best for the majority of the team because I do want to give you guys weekly meeting times.
And look at this. Look at you can see that a bunch of people are starting to pop on. So maybe she just went live and to say like, oh, people aren't here because they're not working their business. Maybe people are just now sitting down and able to log in. Like, give it a second before stating people are not working their business because they're not here. It's such a rude thing to say.
Okay. So real quick, we have some really exciting, important announcements. This is like a massive week in BODi. So I want to make sure, I have to get used to saying BODi. I want to make sure that you guys know what's up. And I am like just the relayer of information. I don't get a ton of information like at all, but usually before you guys. There are a couple groups I'm a part of just because of my lifetime rank. But basically, we're all learning this together. I don't have like a ton of insider information. I'm just going off of the FAQs are like my best friend when I'm
You know what would be crazy? I know this is going to blow your guys' mind. She would have all the information if it was her actual business that she owned. I know, crazy for me to think of, crazy for me to even put out there that someone who actually owns and operates their own small business would know about it. I know, crazy.
confused about something or want to understand something, but just know that I don't have all the answers, especially with this BOD and BODi merging. I'm going to do my best I can to relay the information the way that I'm understanding it, but please don't take my word as like gospel because I might not be understanding something correctly. I'm going to do my best. Okay. But this is really timely and really important. So Janelle Summers, first announcement, she's our superstar diamond upline. So we're all part of organizations. If you don't know her, she's actually a very sweet person. I really like her. She and a couple other top coaches are hosting, they're calling it Project 8. And that is essentially for those who want to build their business and build their teams and rank advance. They call it Project 8 because you need 8 team members to become a diamond team.
Okay. I wasn't sure if she was going to like specify that you need 8 people underneath you to rank advance to the rank of diamond, which is also technically not true. Like they make it seem like you just need 8 people underneath you and then you rank advance to diamond. It's not as simple as that. It's like you need a certain amount of people and then they need people underneath them. And then I believe they need people underneath them. So it's like you could have 2 who have 4, so 6, and then those people just get 1. So 8. But again, it always sounds a lot simpler than it really is.
Right, become a diamond coach. There are some stipulations and it's very, 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 very timely. So if you want to reach this goal, I would hop off this call as soon as I'm done and get to work. You have to be at least an Emerald coach and you have to have at least 1 Success Club point on the board for February. Okay. There's still time, right? So if you qualify for that group, it starts next Monday. It's a 4-week push group and I'm joined because I want to see what's going on. But if you are eligible to join, please reach out to me and I will send you the group link. There's a couple questions you have to answer as you're requesting to join it. Sometimes, guys, it's hearing things from other people. You hear from me a lot, especially those that are more successful, that have had more success in their business. And from what I understand, it's not a massive, like intense training. There's weekly trainings from different coaches. And just hearing the information from someone else. You know, I went diamond when I rank advanced the first time because a success partner and I were pushing each other, right? I have seen people rank advance in groups because there's a sense of urgency and camaraderie and doing things that you wouldn't necessarily do on your own. Okay, so that is Project 8 that is starting next Monday. You must be Emerald. You must have at least one Success Club point on the board. You got 4 hours. So all I'm saying is if you're Emerald and you're at SC0 right now, you got time. If you remember, you can get 1 Success Club point with volume, or you can get 2 Success Club points, obviously, with the total solution pack. Summit, this is super.
This is also how people reach out to moms, sisters, best friends on the last night of the month because they want to hit these specific goals because they are taught that they are successful when they hit these numbers, and they're praised when they hit these certain things, or they're invited into these special groups with these superstar uplines, and it's like a FOMO sort of thing of like, wow, I don't want to miss out on that. I don't want to miss out on this knowledge that people are probably giving that I would never have otherwise if I didn't join this group. So mom, will you please buy this $160 kit so that I can get into this group? It's just things like that that are like, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's like people should just do these things on their own, at their own pace, and not be pushed constantly to hit certain numbers and get certain downlines underneath them.
Important. Summit is around the corner, you guys. It is like 4 months away. And in adult time, that is no time at all, right? Summit, if you are on the fence, just come. It is an incredible experience. We have pretty good hotel rates. Tessa has reserved hotel rooms for the 3 nights of Summit. So Summit starts on a Thursday and ends on a Saturday night. So typically, if you're coming in, you're going to come in on Thursday and leave on Sunday. And the cost is $223. I wish it was 222. Maybe we can make that because that's a great number. But $223 for the entire 3-night stay in our hotel in San Antonio. And everything is walking distance from the hotel. Okay. If you have not been to Summit, it's our yearly convention. It is massive. It is exciting. It's parties, it's celebrations, it's trainings, it's workouts, it's super workouts, it's everything. It really is. And then that is June 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Okay. So just reach out if you have questions. You need your Summit ticket, and then you would need to pay Tessa. Her Venmo is in the event, but let me know if you have any trouble finding it. That will secure your spot for the hotel. It is first come, first serve. We want to fill those rooms with as much of our team as we can. So reach out to me if you have questions. This will be like my 8th Summit. So while every experience is different, I can give you a gist of what to expect. But please, if it's at all on your goal list to grow your business or just meet people in person, Summit is where you got to be. All right.
How is spending $200 and probably $300, $400 growing your business by staying someplace for a weekend, for a few days? How is that selling a product? You're definitely not recruiting people because all of those people are already in Beachbody. So how is that at all working your business or growing your business?
Okay. All right. Also just wanted someone to say something because you're still choppy. So I wanted to make sure you guys still hear me okay. Thank you, Brandy. Let's go into Go for No. I've been like, this has been on my heart so much. And the chapter I just read in my book was all about struggle. And I'm like, this is perfect for tonight. So this is the meat of it. And then we're going to be done. This is a quote, by me, but I'm sure it came from someone else. It was just from my notes, and I want to type it in here. That your level of success is measured by the level of adversity you overcome. Can I get really real with you guys? Like super real? I think we're really coddled in this day and age. I really think so. I think that we think struggle means we're not good and we should run away. I think that we want things to be easy and happen quickly and naturally, and that we really didn't even have to work that hard.
I understand where she's coming from with that idea, but when it comes to an MLM, in the opportunity call, they say a lot of times like how simple this is, how you're just promoting a product, how people will just hear about this and they'll just be so overcome with the opportunity that of course they'll say yes. I've had people do that to me. You know, I've just talked about the product naturally and people have signed up. It's like they make it seem so simple. You know, they say like the product's already there for you, the customer service is already done for you, like all you have to do is talk about the product and it sells itself. But then you get actually into the business and you learn how difficult it is. And they say like how much harder you have to work and how many hours you have to put into this and how many people you have to talk to and how much rejection you will get. And that's a lot for people when they are coming into this hoping that a lot of the hard work has been done for them, and truly a lot of people probably do believe all I have to do is talk about the product and it will sell itself. But that's just not the case. So to me, it's not people's fault when they expect one thing out of the MLM and they're getting something totally different.
That's not how life works. And Lord knows I don't have the best relationship with my mom. It's my own doing. It's something I hope that I can get better at. But one thing that she has taught me by default growing up is that you want something, you're going to work for it, you're not going to have it. Because we didn't have money, right? If I wanted something in my life, I had to go get a job, be uncomfortable, make money, and go get something. And it was hard to work and babysit most weekends when my friends were out and I was on a Friday night saving up cash for my first car, right? And it was hard watching people just whose parents just wrote them checks for college. And I was over there signing my life away in loans. And it was hard wondering why, like, I couldn't just be like the rest of my friends who just seemed to be able to get whatever they wanted. And I'm not saying I had a terrible childhood, and I'm not saying I had trauma, and by no means, but I worked really, really hard. And I think that is part of why I am who I am today. I don't assume things are going to be easy. I assume I'm going to be bad at something first. Not in a negative way, but in a realistic way. We all struggle, you guys. We all have things that we need to overcome. And I think we run away from this business because it shines a light on our weaknesses. I was not good at inviting. I was not good at putting myself out there on a public platform on social media. I didn't know how to meet people and grow my network and like make a sale. We're in sales, right? People like want to buy my time and me be their coach. But I got better at it because I kept leaning into the adversity. Every no, every person that didn't respond to me and blocked me and anything that has happened is a learning experience.
But why would you want to be a part of a business where you have to talk to people and you're told no, you are ignored, or you're blocked? Why is that looked at as a positive thing and a growing experience? That's not a good thing. That's not something you should strive for. You should be a part of a business that people want to hear about, that you're not so annoying that people have to block you or ignore you. Like, to me, that's not a good thing to go after. But of course, in MLMs, I mean, you have no other choice but to talk to strangers day in and day out. And of course, you're going to be blocked because they tell you to reach out to them every hour of every day until you either hear the word no, or they block you, or they ignore you so much that, like, of course, you just stop talking to them. But why is that a good thing? I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't see that as a good positive thing. I wouldn't like that.
I got better because I didn't quit. And I think sometimes
She sounds so upset. And that's what's really sad, is she's been doing this for 10 years. I'm not sure what rank she is, but of course she can't be that high up if she, at the very beginning of this, said, like, I don't know that much about, Beachbody, BODi. I only know from the FAQs, and I only know from hearing things from people who are above me. And it's like, she's clearly not that high up. And it's like, I sense that she wants this. She wants this to work. And she is telling herself that if you give up now, then you have failed. It's you who has failed. She has it in her mind that if she drops this, if she gets out of Beachbody, that she's a failure. And it's not true. It's not true. This business is taking from you. It's sucking from you. It's exploiting your weaknesses. It's putting you in situations that you don't want to be in, or you've had to force yourself to tell yourself that this is what you need to do in order to be successful. And of course, in life, jobs, school, social situations, like, we do put ourselves in uncomfortable situations that we don't like, and depending on what it is, we eventually get over it and become comfortable with it because that's what we need to do. But when it comes to an MLM, it's like you are constantly putting yourself in states of rejection every single day. You are distancing yourself from friends and family, depending on if you are bombarding them with, please buy from me, please sign up underneath me so I can reach these goals. Like, that is a different sort of situation. And if you don't want to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, like especially when it comes to an MLM, you don't have to. Like, if you are uncomfortable talking to people, and if you are uncomfortable with rejection, then being in an MLM business is absolutely not for you, because they will force you to do something that you are uncomfortable with day in and day out, and they'll say, oh, it'll just get easier. But to me, all that will just become easier is you become numb to it. And I don't think that that is a positive character trait to have. I mean, maybe it can be, because maybe you viewed something as being uncomfortable and being awkward, and now you're just like, it's kind of whatever. But, it's at the expense of annoying the person on the other side or manipulating them to join the MLM business.
We so badly want the life, but we are not willing to work for that life. And I just want to hold up a mirror to myself, but also maybe to you guys, and just think, like, what are we going to regret at the end of our life? Are we going to regret living in the mediocre space where there's little risk and little reward? Or are we going to live a life really big and take chances?
But you can do all of that outside of an MLM. An MLM is not the only thing where you can, put yourself in an uncomfortable situation in order to grow and be your idea of success. There are other things out there that you can do. That you can start your own business, you can learn things on YouTube, you can do it that way where at least it's more on you as an individual instead of being so dependent on outside people to join underneath you and stay underneath you. Because that is how success is viewed in an MLM. It's how many people are below that person. That's how the success is viewed. Not how many sales they've made. I mean, I guess in certain MLMs, maybe, they will say, of course, like, I've sold X amount of millions. Like, good, but they also count that as the whole team. Anyways, but, they view how many people are underneath them as that is what success is. And at least, like, if you do start your own business or you start something that is yours, you can value that for yourself and not just be a number under somebody else. Like, you started from zero, you taught yourself, and now you've sold X amount of things. Like, let's say you started a product or created a product and you've sold this amount of units. Like, that's successful. And you're able to be like, hey, I'm actually pretty comfortable. And yeah, it was scary to start that, but I did it. I put myself out there. I made myself uncomfortable. I talked to people. I went to vendor events, whatever it is. You did that. And your success was not, oh, well, how many people do you have underneath you? And what rank are you in this MLM? Like, no, it just has to do with, like, I own my own business. Like, that's how simple it is from and outside of an MLM, is that if somebody asks you what you do and you say, oh, I own my own business, versus like, oh, I'm a superstar extra extravaganza purple in my MLM. People are like, I have no idea what that means. Of course, people in MLMs do say, I own my own business, which is untrue. At least if you did own your own business, that's true. And people are like, oh, that's awesome. I'd love to hear about that. And you could tell them the ins and outs of it. And you'd be comfortable because you would know the ins and outs of it versus somebody coming to you asking a question when you're in an MLM and your response is, hold on, let me text somebody. And then they're like, I thought this was your own business. Why do you not know? So I went on a rant. That's just how I feel, is that you don't have to value your success by how many people are below you, but that's how they value success in MLMs, is how many people you have below you. I mean, literally, the level that you are at in the MLM, so the higher you up are in the MLM business structure, is based off of how many people are below you. So that is how they measure success. Because when you look at the pyramid and you look at the ridiculous names that they call themselves, the people who are at the top with the ridiculous names have the most people underneath them.
And take risks and use an opportunity like we have here to help people, to earn more income for our families, to help change people's lives, are we going to shy away from that, or are we going to rise to that occasion? Because let me tell you, if you're going to rise to that occasion and strive for excellence, because how you do one thing is how you do everything, you're going to face a lot of adversity. But we're not on the front lines of fighting a war, right? Thank God. And we're not on like the line of life or death. We are sitting here in our comfortable homes on a phone or on a computer, asking people if they want a solution that's going to help them. And use an opportunity like we have here to help people, to earn more income for our families, to help change people's lives. Are we going to shy away from that, or are we going to rise to that occasion? Because let me tell you, if you're going to rise to that occasion and strive for excellence, because how you do one thing is how you do everything, you're going to face a lot of adversity. But we're not on the front lines of fighting a war, right? Thank God. And we're not on like the line of life or death. We are sitting here in our comfortable homes on a phone or on a computer, asking people if they want a solution that's going to help them. And the worst thing that's going to happen, you guys, what is the absolute worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to say no. They're going to say no. So many people are going to say no.
I understand that just hearing somebody say no, it's like in the grand scheme of things, somebody saying no to you is not the end of the world. But of course, when you are told over and over again that you are there to help people, you are just helping people, you have a solution that can solve people's problems, you are miracle workers, you are the answer to their problems that they don't even know that they have. This product sells itself. This product is so amazing it sells itself. When you first heard about it, you jumped on because you thought it was amazing. Then you go out and you ask 100 people and all of them say no. It's going to make you question. It's going to make you confused. It's going to make you feel kind of bad. And that's obvious. Of course, it's like shut down, just ask people, just that's how it's got to be. But to a lot of people, that's very difficult. And of course, in an MLM, it's like, well, just deal with it. Just deal with the rejection. Oh, it's just a no. Like, do you know how many no's I've heard in my life? It's like, that doesn't really help me. That actually makes me feel worse, but thanks.
So many people are not going to respond to you. But I promise you, 10 years in, aside from a weird, random, snarky comment here and there, that's the worst thing that happened to me. That's it. You know the best thing that happened to me? I've been able to build a life that allows me to see my children whenever I want. As a preschooler who cried for her mom every day and my mom could not be there because she was working, I get to see my kids. I get to have my husband home to experience life together, right? That's what I have gotten because I didn't shy away from this opportunity. And we all have different goals and visions, and maybe yours is nothing like mine. But I would hear a million no's to keep living life this way. So I think just as women and as strong women, we need to get stronger in the struggle. And if you guys can give me any feedback in the chat, because I know this is tough love, but let's stop being so comfortable. And let me tell you, as someone who bared her soul on Sunday night, putting yourself out there and doing the things that scare you is the most rewarding thing you could ever do in your life. Whether it's inviting someone or sharing more about your life in a way that feels appropriate and comfortable to you. Oh my gosh. Like, that's living a meaningful life to me. So let's just stop being so afraid. Let's think about what could go right instead of all the reasons that this business is stuck, or I haven't rank advanced, or I'm not making any money, or this person canceled. Let's understand that that's a part of it. And let's also fight.
All of those things are out of your control, yet they claim this is your own business and it's all about the work that you put in. So if you are putting so much work in and day out and you're not seeing the things, again, you know what's interesting is, we hear this a lot in team calls, is they're like, oh, I hear people complain about not rank advancing, or people saying no to them, or people leaving, or whatever it is. And it's like, of course people are stressed and they're annoyed and they're upset about these things. It's like, they're complaining about the business and they're complaining about their job. I mean, how many of us complain about our job, voice our, annoyances with coworkers and stuff. Like, that's kind of how I see it, is that they're voicing their annoyances with coworkers, and yet they get into these team calls and, well, I mean, I guess in a way I'd say she's kind of like their boss, but it's more they're like her boss because, if they left, she'd derank. But, I guess it'd be like being on call with your boss. Your boss is like, hey, stop complaining. Like, we're awesome because of this, this, and this. But it's really just like you're just complaining about your job and things like that to coworkers. And in a normal job environment, that's normal. But in an MLM, that's negative. You're only looking at the negative. Stop looking at the negative when it's actually the realistic that you're looking at, but they don't want you to look at the realistic. No, 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 no.
To have this bigger part of it. Okay, I went really off on a tangent there, so I'm going to get back to my notes. This is strong trees make roots in rocky soil. Yes. Yeah. What have you've probably overcome some SHIT in your life, you guys. And we're sitting here with this awesome opportunity to show up and fill out a tracker each day and just trust the process. Let me tell you, if you have no idea what to do, message me. I'll tell you to go say hi to 20 people, go invite 20 people to do a sample workout, and go send 20 friend requests, and then do that 5 days in a row, and we'll talk on Friday. There's
the 100 people. Beachbody's all about the 100 people. In a week, she wants you, I don't know if it's the same 20 people. Maybe it's 40. So then it's 200 people. Is that math right? I think that math is right. Yeah, no, that is right. But that is still so many people, and that is the solution. That is always the solution. What do I need to do? And it's like, just talk to more people. That is truly the solution, and people are part of these team calls all day, every day, hoping to hear something different when that is just it. You just talk to as many people as you can, have as many conversations, and try and keep up with all of it.
That's what you do. That's what you do, right? You start talking, and then you see someone in person and you say hi and you tell them you're excited about your next accountability group. You get uncomfortable. That's what you do. You explore every opportunity to meet people, to chat with people, to be a friend, and also, to offer a solution. Okay. Bravery is a lost art in some sense. I really believe that. And I think all we have to do is be brave to talk to people in a genuine way, to offer something of value, and to be totally okay if they say no. In fact, to celebrate it. So the way of success is, for me, it's to be excited most of the time. I am. I really am. I really, really love this business. There are days that I'm like stressed. There's days that I don't love to work out. Not work out. I love to work out. There's days I don't love to invite, but I love this business. I really, really do. It's given me creative freedom to explore other passions in my life as well. I freaking love this business. Have a marketing plan. So this is what you do.
I think I've said this in other MLM videos, is that when they say, I love this, I'm so excited, this is so much fun, I never feel it. I never actually feel any pure joy, excitement, or authentic love when they say these words. To me, they are empty words because they are trying day in and day out to convince themselves that they love this and that this is what they want to do and this is their passion. At least that's how I see it.
I'm going to tell you, unless what you do is working for you and you're like super happy with it, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do right here. Share on social media, grow on social media, meet new people, connect with people, right? Invite people watching you or people that it feels appropriate to do you a favor and try a sample workout. I will tell you if I'm not doing it this way anymore, but I'm telling you, this is working for me. When you ask someone to do you a favor, it's a different exchange of energy than you inviting someone to do something for you or for them to pay you for a service. You are asking them to do you a favor. If I were you, I'm still leading with the sure thing sample. If you are not doing sure thing or you're on to something else, I would ask them if they could sample a 20-minute workout for you from the accountability groups that you run because you're looking to get more feedback on it. Now, this is not to trick someone into inviting them. It's to get them moving their body and seeing what these workouts are about, putting them literally in a different physical space than they are before the workout, and then asking them to fill out a form where you get to know their goals. Because if you look at my form, it's what's your name, what's your email, what are you doing right now for a health routine, what are your goals? Because now, not one single person that's ever filled out my form said, I have no goals, I'm good. Everyone's working on something, right? We have a solution. Even if they love Peloton and they go running, great. Would you be interested in the nutrition accountability and being part of our community? Why? Because everyone needs what? Everyone needs superfoods and a community.
Not everyone. I mean, I guess superfoods maybe, but like everybody like probably has their own community. They don't have to join an MLM to be a part of a community. And also like this whole thing of you would basically be paying for information again that is free. You would really only be paying for the community and then Beachbody specific workouts and then Shakeology for 1 month if you did the sign up thing. Which Shakeology is you know, you can make your own shakes at home that are way more delicious, and you can do workouts for home. You can do workouts at home that are free on YouTube. I say this in every single Beachbody video because they act like they are the only people that have workouts, that they are the only possible company that has workouts. And it's like, I think they forget that people on YouTube have workouts for free. And you can usually join like Discords or Facebook groups of these people for free where there's a community of people you can talk to that are also doing this for, let's say it all together, free.
I'm going to write that down. Everyone needs superfoods in a community, right? So if I'm you and I go position myself to ask people to do a favor for me and try a free workout, and then let me know when they're done and I'll send them a Google form, and then I have their information. And now I'm going to go back and say, hey, I know you weren't interested in this, doing this program yourself, but I saw that you had a goal of you.
That's the thing about helping out anybody in an MLM. They make it seem so simple, like, would you do this for me for free? It's just simple. This is a free thing. It's a one-time thing. But then they harass you afterwards. And she's just like, now I have their information, and now I can go back and talk to them. And it's like, it's just so bothersome. There's always, always, always an asterisk when it comes to anything people do in an MLM. It may come off as innocent, it may seem simple, but it's so much more than that because even though it seemed innocent and simple at the time, they will continuously talk to you. They will continuously be asking you if now is the best time to sign up. Didn't you love that workout? Wasn't that great? Wasn't the community awesome? Wouldn't you like to do this? By the way, we're getting involved in this. And it's just like, you know, you may have done a nice favor for them. Now they want to do a nice favor for you, and that favor is getting you to sign up underneath them.
Wanted to eat healthier. Would you ever consider learning more about the nutrition side of our wellness accountability groups?
People can find that stuff out by talking to a professional dietitian or nutritionist. Like, they don't have to talk to someone who paid a starter kit cost in Beachbody to get that information.
Do the workouts you have. But these superfoods and accountability community has really helped me. Do you guys see how that's setting someone up to have a genuine conversation and connection with you? That's what's working. And I'm telling you, unless you are hitting Success Club monthly, doing it another way, do it this way. Be coachable, right? I will not lead you astray. I'm at Success Club 30. I was at Success Club 42 last month. I'm not going to lead you astray. This is what is working. If you are doing it in a genuine way, and then, yes, people come out of the woodwork and I invite different ways because of how people come into my world. But this is my business plan of the day. Okay, I need to keep going. Have a tracking system. Use your tracker. Use it. Be organized. You don't do everything all the time. Do most of the things most of the time. And goodness gracious, write someone's name down when they're interested. Don't let that fall between the cracks. Be prepared. This is really, really, really important, you guys. Be prepared for 20 no's before you get a yes, and be pleasantly surprised if it doesn't take that long. You have to be okay with that. You just have to. Like, this is a business, right? It's a business where you truly have nothing to lose and so much to gain. If you don't take action, though, you're never going to get anywhere. Or let me rephrase that. If you take comfortable action, you're not going to get anywhere very fast. And slow is very hard in this business. Slow is where limiting beliefs get louder and louder and you do less and less. Am I right or am I right? If you have momentum and you're doing steady action and you have a day where you just crush it and you do more, action equals confidence. A lot of times coaches will say, like, what if I just don't believe in myself enough? And my answer to that is, how much action are you taking on your business? because action is going to give you more confidence. Why? Because you're going to get better when you have 100 conversations under your belt versus 5. You're going to have more objections that you've been able to respond to and ways to follow up with people than when you have followed up with no one. And after that confidence, you're going to start to build belief that you are someone that people are attracted to. And if you can control your controllable, you trust the universe for the rest. Am I okay now? You guys are really choppy. I'm still good. Got 5 no's today. Good. Okay. Love it. And again, I said this last week, but if you knew your next person was going to come and change their life because of what you invited them to, but they were only going to come after 20 people told you no, that's a decision you have to make. How quickly are you going to go after those 20 no's? If you got discouraged by no.
I really wonder if that statistic is actually true. I feel like it isn't, because they wouldn't tell people to reach out to 100 people a week. It would literally just be reach out to 21 people a week. But of course, it's they're saying hard no's, like 20 people say, no, I am not interested, versus like just reach out to 20 people, maybe 2 of them say no, and the other 18 ignore you. So I think that could be maybe what they're going with. So if you talk to 100, probably 20 people out of those 100 will absolutely say no, and maybe one of them will say yes. But again, just because somebody says yes today doesn't mean they're going to stay in the business next week. Doesn't mean they're going to continuously buy into this stuff every month from now on.
19 and you stopped and you never got to 20, but that 20th person is the one that needed you. They needed your invite, not mine. They needed to see your post or your story or your follow-up. But they're there, they're waiting. But they can't find us on our inaction. The truth is, again, this is the truth. You can do more. You're capable of way more. And I think you know it. And I'm not saying go burn yourself out and don't see your family and hate your business. I'm saying you're capable of more. I know every human on this call is capable of helping at least 3 people a month. But guess what? You're also capable of helping 30 people. You're capable of having a business partner with you.
Again, that is so much easier said than done. You don't know what these people have going on in their day-to-day life, and like keeping up with these conversations, even if you were helping 30 people in a month, like keeping up with those conversations and remembering to reach out to people and remembering to still do all the stuff that you have to post and remembering this and remembering that, plus also trying to stay sane and focus on your family and having time for yourself. Like, by the way, those 2 things are not at all options in MLMs unless you are thanking the MLM for those things, such as having a family and, doing things for yourself. I guess not having a family, but allowing you to be at least physically present for your family. Maybe that's what you thank the MLM for. But it's just, that's a lot of conversations and mental exhaustion to hopefully maybe get 30 people to say yes, and then boy, would you feel real bad when 20 of them the next month are like, yeah, I no longer want to do this, and they leave, and you derank, or you didn't make as much money than you did the previous month, and that was like something that they're like, wow, there you go, you've really made in your business, you push forward, you're doing well, and you feel good, and everyone's praising you for all the work that you did, and then the next month it's like, all right, now do it again, start over. Oh my god, it's just exhausting.
Not someone that you drag and try to convince them to coach with you, a business partner that you get to become friends with and host BOD groups with and get to see each other on Success Club trips and Summit. You're capable of that. But you have to take action to start believing it. I know it's the action piece that comes first. You got to work on believing in yourself, but it's hard to believe in yourself when you don't show up for those business activities on a regular basis. Okay, this is it. I'm going to wrap this up. So we're going to do a go for no challenge in March, because tomorrow is March 1st. The first person to 100 no's gets a prize from me. I don't know what it is. You're going to get something, but we are going to celebrate the no's. Now, a no is literally, it's not a non-response. They have to say no, or I'm not interested, right? Most of my 99% of my invites are going to be to sample workouts, because I know that is a surefire way to see if someone's my type of person. They're going to do a workout. You're already my type of person. fill out a form. I got your goals. Now I can have a conversation with you, right? So they have to physically say no. And then what you're going to do tomorrow, if you're in for this challenge, is take a blank piece of paper. You could probably like print one off, but I just do 100 circles. And you could even do it like, I would just do a step. Don't do it on the back of your tracker because you'll need them different weeks. Take one piece of paper and do 100 circles on it. And when someone says no, you write their name in a circle. Okay. I used to do this every month. I think it was last year for like 6 months. I did it. I tracked my no's. And the cool thing is the months that I did it, I had more yeses. That's how this business works. The problem is people stop at the no's and they think they're not qualified to be a good coach. And that's just part of it, you guys. There is also a book called Go for No by Richard Fenton. If you would like to read this whole concept, if I remember correctly, I read this years ago. It's a very quick book. That is up to you. But essentially the way to helping people is through hearing no. That's it. Because most people are going to shy away when they hear that. And you're not most people. You're going to succeed because of your resilience and your ability to learn from each individual interaction. You're going to share your progress. Every time you share your tracker, share your no tracker as well. Okay. Be inspired by the fact that people are giving you an answer. You're on a mission. You're going to find your person after 20 no's or 100 no's, but they're coming.
Oh, so it can be 100 no's. It's not like statistically like 20 people said no and the one person said yes. It could be 100 people say no and you get one yes, which is not going to strive you into the stratosphere of success.
We got to celebrate the process, not just when we get to the yes or when the universe is like, plop, here's a person, they're ready. Because that happens when you're in flow in your business. But we're celebrating the processes that we can control. And I just want to end with
can't control what people say. Like you just can't.
This. I don't even want to say things that are going to inspire. It's not really my goal to be like, I need to be inspiring, right? I don't know if I'm inspiring, maybe, but maybe not. I don't know. I just want you to know that you can do this. Okay. Like you can,
because you need them to do this. Like, I mean, of course, I guess all of them can do it, but it's because you need them to do this. In order for you to succeed more, you need them to reach out to more people.
I believe you can do this, whatever this means for you. I believe you're on this call because you have an interest in growing your BODi business, meaning you would like to help more people, possibly grow a team, possibly make consistent income, possibly pay off debt or make a lot of income. It's all available to you. And as a human being in a first world country, you can do it. If someone like me who has had resilience and hard work, but no business sense when I got into this, can figure it out, you can figure it out. I know you can. And I'm not saying that to be like, go you. You literally can do this. It's just a matter of, do you want to and are you willing to? Right?
Or is putting it off on the individual.
When we put ourselves out there to reach new people, we start to connect with a new vibe of people. When you're doing the things that are just keeping you in action in your business, you are going to attract different people. It doesn't mean everyone you meet is going to be ready to join you or even your type of person. But you have to talk to a lot of people to find your person, right? That's why I send 10 to 20 friend requests every day, 5 days a week, because I know a lot of those people aren't going to be my type of person. But I can't just cross my fingers that someone's going to come into my world digitally or in person. I have to go find them, right? When you get that no, you're not so focused on the emotion around it because you've got 20 other conversations happening that you're either in connection mode with or inviting mode with or the inviting process with if you're actually inviting them to your group. Okay. So you're not that worried about it. If you're only talking to 5 people and 2 of them say no and 3 don't respond to you, that feels heavy, but not if you've got a lot going on and you have the boundaries with which you're working. I'm totally not going to be done in 40 minutes, but I'm ending right here. And then what I want to leave you with is you will only hit your glass ceiling in your business in direct proportion to the work you're willing to do in your life. And I didn't even try to bold that, but there you go. You will only hit your glass ceiling in your business in direct proportion to the work you're willing to do on your own life.
In an MLM sense, that's absolutely ridiculous because like I say all the time, you can work 24/7, you can be talking to 100 people a week, and if people don't say yes, buy anything from you, or join underneath you, I guess the yes can apply to those other 2 things. If people don't buy from you, and people don't sign up underneath you, or if people do sign up underneath you and then leave the next month, all that hard work that you did, talking to that person, spending so much of your time and energy, and then they leave the next month and you derank, that's not on you as a bad salesperson. You didn't do anything wrong. They just decided they no longer wanted to do that, and that's out of your control, and that has nothing to do with how good you are, successful you are, whatever. You are just not in control of how other people choose to spend their money, do things with their life, whatever it is.
And for me, that was admitting I had an alcohol addiction and becoming sober. And I never thought I would ever do that or ever even speak that. And I'm not saying you have to, not saying you have to do what I did, but I am saying I could feel myself shrinking. I could feel that there was so much more potential inside of me and I was not getting anywhere fast. And I knew I had to do work on this issue. It might not be anything like my journey, but we all have things that we need to focus on that are unrelated to our business that can be holding us back in the potential that we can thrive in this business. And I'm telling you, if you're doing all the things and you're like, I believe it, I'm taking action, look, I'm doing it, you've got to sit with yourself to find the missing link. Because I'm telling you, if you can just get calm and sit with yourself each day to be shown in a way that you need to grow in your own life, helpers will appear. Teachers will appear, mentors will appear, accountability buddies will appear, right? You will get what you're looking for if you can stay calm enough to think about, like, where is it in my life that I need to do some work, right? Now, if you're not doing your business work, I can't really help you there. Like, you got to do your business work, right? And if you're unsure of what to do, that's when you reach out. But I'm telling you, you have to sit with the uncomfortableness of what you need to focus on. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it is a habit that you know has crept in and you need it to go away again. Maybe it is past trauma that you have not healed, right? I'm not saying go get a therapist, but I am saying your business success is in direct proportion to the work you're willing to do on yourself. Then and only then are you going to start to feel the ease and the flow with which you can grow as a body coach, but also you can grow as a person. And that's the best lesson I could ever give you, because at the end of my life, I know that I've already hopefully have a long way to go, but I have sat in the discomfort a lot. And crossing this final bridge of admitting a big struggle in my life is like the final, you can't, like, nothing is holding me back. And I am literally going to fly this year. And I'm just freaking excited for who's going to fly along with me. That's all I have, you guys. And I just want to end by saying you've got 3 hours left. I took a little more of your time tonight. But if you have goals and you want to get into Project 8, which is Janelle's training group, you've got 3 hours. What are you going to do? And I'm not saying go be stressed in your messages, but is there one more person you could follow up with before your head hits the pillow tonight? And who are you going to be when you wake up on March 1st? Are you someone who strives for excellence in everything you do? It doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you treat your business with the same integrity that you embody being a mom or a wife or your full-time job or whatever that is. You do your best and you show up for it, right? Because I'm not here to tell you to work your business. I'm here to say this business has given me a life I never could have imagined. And I want freedom for more people in every sense of the word. So we're going to do Go for No starting tomorrow, but don't forget, we still have tonight. That's all, you guys. Hang tight for a picture.
Bye, Beachbody lady. All right, my computer is overheating because I've been recording for far too long. Okay. So at the end there, what I got was that you need to find whatever is holding you back, because that is why you are not successful in this business. Yet, she said something like, you have to find the missing piece. You have to find what's not working. And I can absolutely tell them what that is. It is the MLM business structure that doesn't work and is what is holding them back. Because if they know that they are reaching out to as many people as possible, if they are talking to people, having conversations, posting daily, sharing daily, making sales here and there and getting guesses here and there, but still not getting higher up in the pyramid like they want to, that is because the structure is built that way. It is built to mainly keep people at the bottom, continuously flowing in and out, striving to, hopefully maybe make this work, and staying in as long as possible to the point where once they're in a certain amount of time, my guess would be probably about a year, they feel like I've invested so much time, money, and energy into this that I can't leave. And also maybe they were told so many times that if they do fail, because they've heard, you know, oh, that person left because they failed themselves and their business. They just were a failure. So they're told, they believe in their mind that, oh, well, I must be a failure if I don't keep pushing harder. Which is just so not true. It just, whether they believe that or not, I don't know. It's always hard to know. Like, do they truly believe this stuff? Or are they just so, I don't know. And the other thing I wanted to comment on was that they have only a few more hours left in the day. So it was not, she took an hour of their time out of the last day of the month when they know that that is the time that they should be talking to people, blah, blah, blah. And she at the very beginning said, well, if you're not here, it's because you don't care about your business, or you're not working your business, or something like that. Yet, what could have actually been happening was that people were like, hey, this is the last night of the month. I'm going to instead spend this time reaching out to people. So they are actually truly doing what they're supposed to do. But then they're also told, well, if you need to be a part of this call, because this call is you working your business, but yet you talking to people is you working your business. And I mean, could you imagine? You're at the last day of the month and you are sending messages at 9 p.m. and maybe they were on the West Coast, so it's already midnight on the East Coast, and maybe you're talking to someone on the East Coast. They're probably not going to answer you. Majority of people that you were talking to probably aren't going to reach back out to you starting at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Like, that's very, very probably not going to happen. But in an MLM, they're allowed to take time out of your last few hours of the month by telling you that if you're not there, you're not working your business, but yet you need to be constantly talking to people in order to work your business. The contradictions in MLMs, I'll never understand them. Alright, you guys, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk anything and everything Beachbody in the comments below, and until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!